Hey guys, it's your host Tammy K back with Girlfriend Talk Podcast. I we got a good show for you guys today. This is our second show in. We're getting a lot of positive feedback. Thank you guys for liking, subscribing, and sharing our posts. So let's just hop into it. I got my three lovely ladies with me. Go ahead and introduce yourselves, ladies.
It's your girl Juju.
Just ask.
Tay Boo.
What's up, ladies? How y'all doing this evening?
Good.
Good.
That's
Complain.
what's up. That's what's up. So we got another good topic. Can you and your ex still be friends after you break up? Can y'all still be friends? I think this got a lot of layers to it. Because you got baby daddy, baby mamas, and stuff like that. Ex-husband, ex-wife. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Let's talk about it.
Mhm.
What y'all think?
I'm gonna have to go with depends on how you break up. Um, if we broke up on bad terms, no, not at all, not at all.
Why do you think it depends on how you break up?
Because if it's a mutual agreement and y'all just wasn't seeing eye to eye, just relationship wasn't working, want to see other people, that's fine. I'm all for that. But if you cheat, that's a bad breakup. So no, we have nothing to conversate. I don't want to see you ever in life. You can
Mm,
die.
okay. All right.
Oh my
That's
God.
aggressive.
All
That's pretty
right.
aggressive. Okay.
Mhm.
That's how I
What
feel on the inside.
now? Are you more so speaking from like how you feel in regards to if it's good or bad? Because and the reason why I'm asking that question is because even if it didn't end well, maybe that maybe it didn't end well because maybe you guys should have been friends in the first place, not condoning whatever behaviors that came from that, but just saying that is it more about, okay, well, if we maybe we didn't need to be together in the first place, but let's try this friendship out, because some people may not be good in relationships, but they can be good in a friendship.
And now,
Mhm.
if that's, are you speaking about starting off, like
Mhm.
friends be with, benefits, or friends becoming lovers, or just you meet somebody, you want to try it out and then end up being friends?
Mhm.
I mean,
Well,
so
mhm.
which way
Well,
you see?
Well, I think it can work either way. I think that sometimes you can recognize that really quick, as far as, okay, maybe we need to just be friends, or it may take some time to figure that out. So I think it can work either way.
Okay. I think friend zone, I mean, once I put somebody in a friend zone, they in a friend zone. I don't think that I'm gonna ever move past that.
Mhm.
However, like I said, if we end up, trying to work it out, it didn't work out. If it ends badly, no. It's just that's just me. I wouldn't want to. I mean,
Okay.
As for me, I think you can be friends with the ex. I can be friends with my exes because I can act like nothing ever happened. I don't care. Especially if I moved on and I'm with somebody and I'm with the love of my life or whatever. I feel like, whether if it's a bad breakup, I think some people be like, well, why are you friends with somebody you had a bad breakup with? But like you said, just ask. It could be that we didn't need to be in a relationship, but we're better off as friends. So I can see that. But then, too, I think about it when people say you broke up in a cordial manner, then they're like, well, why y'all not together? Why are y'all friends? It's always, something like that. But I feel like me personally, I think I could be friends with the ex. Maybe not all of them, but most of them, most everything ended up on a good note. Have you talked to one of my baby daddies? They may disagree, but we not talking about that right now, okay? But I feel like I'm friends with everybody, and I feel like we all grown. So what's I don't see the problem. I think when the problem comes is when you start getting other people that you're in a relationship with, then that's when it becomes a problem with the exes. What y'all think about that?
I can see that. I could see that.
Mhm.
You know.
And
Say,
I
boo, you quiet. You quiet down there. What's up?
No, I
like
agree.
I'm just processing.
It's actually on a mature level. If you got to be mature with, and then be straight honest with each other. I mean, you can be lovers and be friends if you have, both of you can be real and make that, is no hard feelings between the two. Because some people better off being friends than lovers. Say, hey,
Mhm.
we good when we combine our thoughts together, but then when we get together, we just always clash because two people can be just alike,
Mhm.
and sometimes you can't get along with yourself. So you be like, we not made for each other, but let's remain friends. But that comes into conflict when you get amongst family and when this other person start getting into a relationship, how they gonna look at you? Can you both stay, friends without all the complications come with it?
Mhm.
So I think
Yeah.
it depends on being real from the jump. Like if you're not looking for
Right.
a relationship, hey, I just need a friend. Be real from the jump. Don't go in
Right.
there in a relationship and then, one person fall deep and you come in there and saying, now I think we should be friends instead of lover because one person already fell too deep.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. Just ask what you got.
I got some stuff. Um, so for me, I think it is levels to it, and I think that it's also about what may or may not work for your relationship. I think that that's a huge part of it, and I don't mind disclosing a little bit about me and mine. I got the permission, because he's a part of that as well. So I want to respect me being able to share this, but so me and my boyfriend, we were friends first. He was one of my best friends, and then we ended up hooking up, and we've been together for almost 5 years now. Um, Now before me, he hadn't been in a relationship for quite some time because it was just he just wanted to focus on him and getting him together and whatever that looked like for him. And he did tell me about a friend that he dated years ago. So, and when I say years ago, I mean this was probably about 10 years ago. So when we started dating, it had 5 years had passed. And so now, because we've been in our relationship, it's been almost 10 years. And when he first told me about the friendship, and now I knew about the friendship when we were friends, but I just didn't know fully like what it all looks like. And so, me being in previous relationships, and some of those relationships not working out for various reasons, I was totally 1000% against someone still being friends with their ex. I didn't care how long ago. Now, if it was something like you dated in elementary school or something like that, then that didn't matter. But I felt like if it was somebody that you dated as an adult, I don't know, it just didn't sit well with me. And so me and him have this long discussion because I had to understand, well, why is this person so important to you? And what I have realized about my boyfriend, and just even before we were in a relationship, that he is someone who really loves people. He really, really do. I mean, we can be on the phone and he can be in the store, and I just see him talk to somebody just randomly. And even in addition to that, just how much he loved people. He is someone who's very in touch with his emotions. And I can respect that because there is a lot of men who's not like that and they look at it as it being weak. Not every man, I'm just saying. Some men look at it as being weak or just society as a whole. And honestly, that's one of the things that I do love about him is because he is a very loving person. So he has this thing where he calls like his friends, his soulmates, and what he meant by that is it's just these people who he feel like has a purpose in his life. So anybody
Mhm.
asked him about why do you feel like this person had a purpose? You guys are no longer together, so doesn't that mean something? And he was like, well, yeah, we probably didn't belong together, or not probably. He felt like, and they both agreed that that friendship, it was more than a friendship than anything romantic, and it only lasted for like 2 years. So it wasn't like that long, but they realized, and it was mutual, that they were just better off as friends. And so, anyway, he told me that the reason why he felt like he wanted her to continue to be in his life was because at a point that he was lost and he kind of lost himself and kind of reporting to me like or saying to me what that looked like, and he said that she helped bring him out of that, and he has not looked back since on like where he was at during that time. And he felt like she played a huge role in him wanting to take some of these extra steps. It's just for him, he felt like we didn't have to, like, you didn't need to be in my life on a romantic level. And again, they both
Mhm.
now, it took me some time to get used to that. I was going back and forth because it was hard for me to accept, because it's not something that I've ever had to deal with in the relationship. So this was something that was new to me. And it goes back
Mhm.
to having that maturity level. I wasn't mature about it at first. I'm gonna let but when he really explained to me why this person was important to him, all of his friends, he values friendship and he values, good people, because that's hard to come across.
Mhm.
Two of his best friends are like 50. He's an old soul. And so, anyway, when he just explained to me why he wanted this person in his life, we did set boundaries on what that need to look like.
Okay,
Mhm.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we talked about what those boundaries would look like, and I was comfortable with that. And am I 100% comfortable with that friendship? I can't say I'm 100%, but what I can say is that I'm fully more comfortable with it than I was then. And that took a lot of maturing on my part as well.
Now,
Are
would you
y'all?
call that? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Juju.
Would you call that maturity or you're secure,
I would
basically?
say both,
Okay.
because I know what I bring to the table, and I'm like a diamond in the rough. And I
Okay.
feel like at the end of the day, I feel like if you go out there and if I'm trusting you, and if I'm trusting you, and if you're telling me that this is strictly friendship, and plus, I mean, I don't see anything more than that, then I feel like, he has shown me that he can be trusted.
Hmm.
He has not done anything in our relationship that has made me feel like this man cannot be trusted. He hasn't. I mean, I've never been in a relationship where someone has loved me. At least I felt that type of love that he's given me. And so, like I said, I know how much he do love me. But let's just say if he did go out there doing something he had no business doing, he know I'm done. And
Mhm.
I don't chase, I replace, especially if it's somebody who didn't deserve me in the first place, because you didn't if you were able to go out there and do that, especially when you told me that it's strictly friendship, it's nothing there, and so forth.
Yeah, that was good. A good explanation. I love that. I love that you're in a relationship, so it's very relatable. A lot of people are not. I feel like a lot of people are not at that maturity level because you come. A lot of people are coming from backgrounds with cheating and stuff like that in their relationship. So when they do run into somebody like that, it's like it's hard to trust. Why are you being friends with that person? And I feel like it all starts with the insecurities in women or in men. They have that insecurity already. You can have a good mate and you still bringing baggage from the old relationship. That's why you can't trust your person to be friends with the ex. Like I said, I think it definitely is maturity that it would take for some people. And
Let's be realistic about it. Now, if Becky will powder your past, we're gonna keep that mofo there. You ain't finna bring up and out, telling me that she your friend. No, we ain't finna be at no barbecue and we both know how you feel at the end of the night. I know that's all cute. A lot of people, it takes a lot of people to do that, but no,
mhm,
a lot of times you can be like, okay, just say for example, you know, you can be friend with the family. You and him don't see eye to eye no more. But every barbecue, guess what? You at the family reunion. His new girl come in awkward, and stuff. Y'all not getting along. And the first thing she feel that is the family being messy, even though the
mhm,
family already accepted her, and him and her is not together anymore. But y'all saying, well, they just friends, we've been friends or whatever. But you got to know how to use that instead of abusing it, because it started to look
Mhm.
messy from a
Mhm.
point of view. Because no way in the world, I mean, the guys can give us all this leverage and saying, you know, trust me, baby, I love you, baby, this is going on, this and that. Ain't no way in the world your man finna go shake hands with your ex-man. Regardless, some men,
They
yeah, majority of the mans are like that.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
they not
you could,
strong as
yeah,
us. You definitely
No.
I agree.
Well,
I
married
agree
right.
with
he
They
is.
gonna
you.
want to punch him, even though
Yeah.
this was back in prom. You
Mm.
40 some years old, and this dude that took me to prom, you gonna want to
Yeah,
punch him because he took me to
yeah.
prom.
So he was
So
holding your
everybody's not
hand that
like that.
night. He held your hand that night. Oh no,
Yeah,
no,
you
no.
know,
That nigga gotta go. He
the
gotta
first
go.
thing the
Ain't no
dude
hot
said,
dogs at
he
the
got some
barbecue.
that night. It's prom. You got some.
And you know what I think? I think that would just ask, there's boundaries that need to
Right.
be set if
Hmm.
you're going to do that. But as for me, I will definitely not be able to do that because I'm more of a thinker. And you could I could see weakness, and I could see women how they are, and stuff like that, because a lot of women want what you want. You know, I've known someone that had that's been in a relationship, and her let me just say this, her husband, ex-husband, is with someone else new, and she just can't get over the fact that he have grown and he's with someone else. Like, he just try to destroy their marriage because of, she feels that, hey, he wasn't like that with me, or maybe I built that and now he's with you, and it's just a lot of things that go through my mind, and that's something that I wouldn't be able to accept, because I think that there should be boundaries, but my boundaries are no. I mean, what's in the past, leave it in the past. Now, I do understand what you say when, there are family members that fall in love with you, and don't want that. But I just feel like just that's the past, leave it alone. I just respect other people's relationship, and I don't want to cross that boundary because I believe that, as strong as I am, if I want something, I'm going to get it.
Mhm.
Hmm.
So
Right.
it's females out there like me, so I don't want to be, like I tell my husband, I will fight for you, but I'm not gonna fight over you,
Right.
Hmm.
so
But I feel like if let's just say if that your boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever, let's just say that they do stray, right?
Mm.
Because maybe something clicked, some feelings came back or whatever. I just feel like they probably wasn't yours in the first place. And I don't think that even if you friends with an ex or not, if a man gonna go out there and cheat, he gonna do it regardless. And that's just
that's
how I truly
true.
feel about it. Plus, I'm a therapist too, so this profession also, you have to be indifferent. And so my profession also has allowed me to make room for alternatives and just see things from a different perspective. And
Hmm.
sometimes it may be so off the wall and it may be so hard to believe, but it's still
Possible.
absolute.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody have their weakness. Everybody have a weakness at some point, And for me, I'm more like, I'm emotional, like when you just, if it's emotions that's involved, say like you and your boyfriend, y'all have this big old blow up, and he go and he start, trying to talk to his ex about it. You never know what's behind what she's thinking. And I do understand that, how you feel as far as like, anything can happen, but everybody have a weak point. And I feel like my mindset won't be able to, to be able to say, oh, they're just out there, they're just friends and everything. And I don't think that it have anything at this point to do with maturity, trust. It's just like boundaries just need to be set. And I'm more so of, go out there, if you go out there and you cheat, that's one thing, but to deceive me, I'm a little upset now, because it's a difference. It's a difference.
It
Uh,
is. I agree with that 100%.
yeah. So if I'm not at peace with it, I'm just not gonna do it
Mhm.
because I
Now let me
it
ask
just
you
leaves
this,
me mad.
just ask,
Mhm.
for example, and don't wish nothing bad on nobody or not saying it. Just say, for example, if you and your significant other break up tomorrow, can you still remain friends with him if the relationship ends?
I think that it depends on kind of what Juju said earlier. It depends on why we broke up. You know what I'm saying? Like if we broke up because you know, you cheated on me or you lied to me about something that was extremely important. You know, I mean, lying, period. But I'm just saying, there's levels to lying.
Yeah,
You know,
Right.
yes.
so I just it depends because, like I said, me and him was friends first, and I think that that's what made it easier. Well,
Mhm.
a part of what made it easier because I know who he is, or I know who he was as my friend, and what I saw in him, and even giving him a chance, I just felt like that trust that I had in him, even as my friend, and then just kind of transferring that over into a relationship, and then just developing even more trust in that area. Um, I think that again, it helped us being friends, and I've never known him to just be just this dog, right? I mean, now when we were in college, that's a whole nother story. But shoot, I was a dog in college. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm just talking about, you know, even in our relationship, and even in within his friendships, there's certain things that he won't allow to happen in front of him. And when I say allow, what I mean is that you only have control over you. However, if he sees something that he ain't rocking with, he gonna stay back from it. You know, and that's just always the type of person that he has been. And you know, even when it comes to me, I'm friends with some of my exes. I am, because I know for me ain't nothing there. It's absolutely nothing there.
Mhm.
And like I said, with the boundaries that we've set, like even with the young lady that he's still friends with, um they don't talk often. They may reach out once a month, twice a month, and a lot of that is through text message. And even if there is a phone conversation, we've talked about what that limit on that phone conversation can
Mhm.
has to look like. And I ain't gonna front. I have went through his phone just to see if something, you know what I'm saying. I ain't gonna
Mhm.
front, I have, because I just need
Yeah.
that. I just needed that reassurance. And I mean,
Yeah.
and when I say reassurance, you know, what I mean is that because I still struggled with that, you know, and
Mhm.
there was nothing that I saw that made me feel uncomfortable. I mean, there was one thing, but like it wasn't anything that was out of the ordinary. It was still uncomfortable for me just because it's just something that I wasn't used to.
Mhm.
I mean,
Right.
my boyfriend tell everybody that he loves them. Everybody. He tells everybody. And Juju, you know, I
Yeah.
mean, he tells your husband, he
Yeah.
tells, you know, anybody, because he is somebody who
He's
just,
comfortable.
yes, he's
He's
someone
very
who's just
comfortable.
very in touch with his emotions.
Yeah.
And and that's just how he is. And so even when I brought it to his attention on how I felt, and when he talked to me, I can see the emotion in his eyes, and just when he was talking to me, just one, how much he loved me, and then also just how much his friendships mean to him.
Mhm.
You know, they
Mhm.
mean a lot to him, and he's a very loyal person. You know, and I remember this one time when me and him was just friends. I remember this one time where I told him that if I was in a relationship, and then if that person who I was with said I couldn't be friends with him no more, I told him that I would do it. And he got really upset. This is when we were just friends, and I remember it like it was yesterday. He got really upset. He was like, "Well, does that mean we were friends in the first place? Because if it's nothing there, then what is wrong with me? You know, what is wrong with us being friends if there's that respect? You know, and if
Mhm.
I am not, you know, interfering with that in any way." He was like, now, if I was interfering in that in any way, then then he could see me walking away. But if I haven't given him a reason, or given myself a reason to walk away, just outside of, oh, because the boy or whoever you are with at that time is just saying I don't want that, then he kind of felt the way about it. And I understood that, and at the end of the day, like I said, I still have some reservations about it, but because he makes me feel comfortable,
Hmm.
then that's why it helps.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't have that. Like that was real deep. A lot of people ain't got that.
Hmm.
Is
Right.
you know what I'm saying? So I think that definitely plays a part of it too. And as we're talking, I'm thinking maybe because I'm single, it's so easy for me to say, "Oh, okay, yeah, I can be friends," or "Yeah," and I'm like, "Well, I think different once I get into a relationship." I'm
Mhm.
sitting here thinking about that too, and I'm just like, I'm confident in myself. Whoever I choose to be with or whatever, I'll put my trust until they give me a reason not to. But again, like Juju said, it's like women and men, when they want something, they gonna
Yeah.
go get it. So you have to have that trust in your mate as
Mhm.
well, and as well as the boundaries. So like I said, there's a lot of different layers, like ex-husbands and
Yeah.
ex-wives and stuff like that. Like, I don't, because I feel like there's no need. If we broke up and we both moved on, I don't see the point in being upset with one another. Like, I feel like why not be cordial? Like, especially if you have kids and stuff like that. So, what I wanted to ask you guys too: Are any of you guys friends with your exes, and how does that play a part in any relationships? Just as I think you kind of spoke on it a bit, Table. You friends with any of your exes? How does that play out? How does that look for you?
Yes, I can say I am friends with my exes, but some of them, but it is not like I'm showing up at the family reunion because I have respect.
Hmm.
Therefore, if I'm going to family events, I know he gonna be there, and that's disrespectful if I know that he have a significant other. So out of respect, I do let them know, hey,
Mhm.
I have no hard feelings or anything against you, but the way that I'm set up, I'm not just gonna go and do that and knowing that it's gonna make the next person
Right.
uncomfortable because that's
Hmm.
Right.
not the way that I'm shaped.
Hmm.
Hmm.
However, I friends with some of them by force, not choice, because I have a child with one of them that we are cool, and him and his wife, we if you see us together, you'll think that we sisters and brothers because we became friends to be
Hmm.
security for that child. Other
Hmm.
than that, you're not gonna see us out or he calling my phone, let me tell you about this, that. I'm not even gonna go there. So it's boundaries to it. But I do
Hmm.
have friends with, if you say I had benefits, yes, I can call a friend long as they're not seeing anyone. We both friends. But they
Mhm.
do know, hey, when it gets to that point and you starting to see somebody, at least be honest and bring that to me for I can know to step back in order to respect yourself as well as myself because I don't like the altercation.
You said friends with benefit.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I get that. Like I said, there's so many layers
It is.
Right.
to it. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
because I have, kids with somebody, and I be like, I don't like you like that. I don't like. That's how I think. I'm like, I don't like you like that. So
Right.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I can look through you. That's how I
Right.
feel. But like you made a good point, Tay. Because me, I'm friendly. I'm a friendly person.
Right.
So people can't handle that, and I
Right.
never looked at it like that because people will be intimidated. They won't say nothing or whatever. But if they don't know you, then it's like, oh, she trying to be messy. Oh, she trying to be
Right.
seen. She trying to
Yeah.
be this. And
Yep.
it's like you and the whole time me not thinking about nobody. Especially if we at an event with food. I'm trying to eat. I don't care nothing about what y'all talking about.
Right.
I don't care. And
Yeah.
I be oblivious to everything because I'm like, I'm over that person. We're cool. We have no beef. If you need to holler at me or talk to me about something, I'm open to that because you dating somebody and being with somebody, you develop a bond.
Right.
So it's
Mhm.
like if you respect the boundaries and things like that, I think you just have to be mindful, be prayerful
Hmm.
You
about
got to
things
know
with
the
people.
script.
If you got a husband, because boyfriends, I get it. Fiancés, I get it. Husbands, people be wanting people, husbands, boyfriends,
Yeah.
cousins, sisters, brothers, they want them all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just the maturity. One of the comments on Facebook from on YouTube, I'm sorry, from Miss Moo, she said the same thing. She feels like it's based on maturity in a person. I think that plays a big, big part because as we
Absolutely.
when you're younger, I think you be thinking, oh, this person gonna cheat. But as you get older, it's like you get a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more open with those
Right.
real conversations. You got to have real conversations,
I
real
agree.
Mhm.
conversations, and the maturity. I think that definitely makes a difference.
Yeah.
It's wild out here, but I
I mean,
mean,
you basically, yes, because it's a lot of females that feel like they in competition with you, you
hmm
know. And as far as my husband and I, no, I don't. I'm not friends with none of my exes because he doesn't want that, and I have to honor that. If we
Mhm.
were my husband and I, we were just seeing each other, boyfriend and girlfriend, then I'll have to rethink that. But
hmm
you know,
But
my
y'all also started early too. You know what I'm saying?
right, and my exes
hmm
are my exes for a reason. You know, it's
hmm
like it was, I'm gonna say it was bad. So I
Mhm.
don't even want to go back to it. You know what I'm
hmm
saying? Or we don't have to talk about anything, you know. But if it was like second grade, third grade, grammar school, you know, we broke up, oh, that didn't even count. But when you start getting into your high school and all that other stuff, it's still, you know, it's still there. You know, it's still, and he's just not, he just think everybody want me, really. Um, but I have tried to be friends with some of, you know, not my exes, but even some guys that I was cool with, you know what I'm saying? And they still tried. They still tried. And I have to be like, okay, well, I'm on social media, delete. Another thing that I wanted to bring up is that, you know, I talked to just ask about this. I don't bring baggage. I give you 100% of trust when I meet you. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
A lot of people say you got to earn my trust. You don't have to earn it. I'm giving it to you at 100%. You're going to have to earn it if you do something to me that hurts me, or you know, you're going to have to earn that back, and that's the hardest thing. It
hmm
for me is for you to earn that trust back. But
Mhm.
yeah, of course, I'm gonna give it to you at 100%. I'm gonna give my friends, ex-boyfriend, boyfriends, any of, I'm giving you 100%. You clean. I'm wiping it clean because I'm not gonna bring the baggage back. You know, the baggage that I had to our new relationship. So
hmm
you get it at 100%, you lose it, you probably at 20%, buddy, and it's gonna take a whole hell of a lot just to get back to that 100%. You know, so
Well, he threw me at. I'm ignorant. You can bring your girlfriend around me you want to, and then she up there talking about y'all. Say like, I'm like, girl, you know damn well that boy ain't putting out
hit
like you
PP
do.
with look.
No, no, boo boo. So you better tell her about me before you bring it around me. That's all I'm saying. Y'all sitting here being
You
cute
know
and
what?
stuff. I'm not ain't finna get up with that. No,
Okay, boo,
ma'am.
I feel you. I
Girl,
feel you.
you know he walking around here with one.
You was a
I
mess.
feel you on that one. I feel you because I'm the type of female that if, like my husband, if like God forbid, if we ever split up and I have to go around his new chick, I know that I'm gonna walk in there looking way better than little boo boo over there. I'm gonna
Right.
be fine, you know. And even if I don't want him, it's just the fact that I want
Yeah.
to keep
hmm
up that image. I have that like, hey, you know, you may have them now, but I'm pretty sure you're
No,
gonna be
I'm
looking at
petty.
me
Boy, why
later.
you ain't tell me you
You
were
know what
having
I'm saying?
hard
It's just,
times?
huh?
Why you ain't tell me you were having hard times? Cause you damn sure downgraded.
You know, I'm gonna be throwing shade like a mug. Just
But
to
look,
be real.
but what I will say is for me and my relationship, we don't go around nobody's family. We don't do none of that. We don't partake in no barbecues because that is one of the boundaries. We ain't doing none of that.
Right.
Right.
So the
Now, God
so here's
forbid, if the parent dies, something like that, and if you had a
Yeah, that's
relationship with
different.
the parent or parents, I don't mind supporting you, and we going to that funeral together.
Right.
Now,
mhm.
You know what I'm
my
saying?
husband like they did. What you going for? You know what I'm saying? He just like he be like, he in the grave, he dead. He dead. I mean, I had a situation like that and he was not happy. I'm like, but you know, I went to for the family support, but he was just like, he dead. He dead, Judy, he dead, you know, and I'm just like, okay, you know,
And
but
that and me, I'll be thinking, well, he did. He can't do
he can't
nothing.
do it. You
You
know,
know what I'm saying? That's how I would think about it. But then I also, with from a man's point of view, or from his point of view, is like dang, you going, what, something still there? What you need to, he did, he won't know if
Right,
you there or not.
right.
So that will make a person start thinking. It's just, like I said, it's just
It
so
definitely
much.
is levels, and I just think it's just about what works for you and that
Hmm.
person. You know what I'm saying? If it
Exactly.
doesn't work
Cause
for
you,
your relationship,
yep.
I respect that. If it does, I respect that also. And for me, I'm in between. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Mm,
definitely in between. But like I said, I can't imagine somebody being so mean so much to you, and you can't be there for them. And again, it's within limits. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? It's definitely within limits, especially if this person had a huge role in something life changing for you.
mm.
So
No.
just ask, I'm sorry. So with your situation, if
Mhm.
the girl, like, have y'all hung out together or anything? Is not like that, or
Oh,
so you just like no. So if she had like a birthday party or
no,
whatever, no, okay.
Girl, we
no,
don't share the same hot dog. No, ma'am.
no.
Get your own.
I mean, cause I mean, in the back of your mind, I get that because you're gonna always be like, man, she know the size of my damn penis.
Then at the end of the
You
day,
know, it's just like we go further with our thoughts than just, than just that, because it's just
yeah,
like you sitting up here, you like, man, you just looking at it, and you like, man, you know how he
But you
works,
You
have
know
all
what?
that stuff, and
situations.
it's
You know what, ladies? Hold on
Mhm.
though. You know what I think? I think we need to get a man's point of view.
Okay.
Yes.
We gave some good information, peel back some layers. But I think let's get a man on here, because we ain't trying to be on here bashing the men all the time. So, Joe, you here? What's up? Come talk to us.
Hey,
What's up, Joe? Everybody,
hey,
welcome, Joe.
Joe.
Hey, Joe.
how you
Thanks
guys?
for joining us. Hey.
So I got a couple questions. Um, 'Cause I've heard you guys mention maturity a few times. Is it maturity or is it security? Because you're mentioning maturity as if it's something that happens with time naturally, and I think that's more of a security thing than a maturity thing.
That makes sense.
What
Yeah.
do you guys think?
I
I
agree.
agree.
Yeah.
Okay, and the reason I asked that question is um, I think that a lot of the times we mistake the two because me being mature is me understanding something, me getting it, me doing it a certain way. Where me being secure means I feel secure in my position, so therefore I'm willing to step outside of myself or not fret about something that I probably normally would have fretted about.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
agree. I think that they both play a role, but I do feel like one plays a higher role, and I think that security part do come into place. I really do. I think that if I wasn't secure within who I was, because like I said, I'm a diamond in the rough, and I know that, and I know all of what I have to offer, and if whoever that man that I'm with can appreciate that, then kick rocks with open toe shoes. So I do feel like it security definitely plays a bigger role than the
Mhm.
maturity.
Okay, now can I ask you another question without offending you?
Sure.
At what age is being in the rough still appropriate, as opposed to being a polished, finished product?
Well, that's what I mean with that also. I'm not just saying that, I mean everything.
Well,
I mean
I've heard
everything.
you a couple times describe yourself as a diamond in the rough, and I want to know at what point will you become a finished, polished product as opposed to a diamond in the rough? Because when you say in the rough, ultimately you're talking about potential, and potential is really just another pitfall as opposed to something that is actually happening. So, and I'm sorry if I'm getting ahead of myself, but I'm just kind of
No, not at all.
Joe coming on here trying to ruffle feathers. Go ahead.
No,
That's what you was meant
no,
to do.
no,
But come
no.
on.
I
Come on.
appreciate this. No, I definitely appreciate this. So for me, I just feel like as people, we're gonna always be evolving. And so I feel like there's always going to be potential. I don't to me, I feel like you'll never go no higher than you see yourself. So at the end of the day, I feel like that's always going to be there, like trying to just continue to reach for more, but doing it in a way where it's realistic, and where you know that you want to be better than the next day and the next day and so forth. Not doing it to the point where you just like trying to be this perfect person, but just knowing the things that need to work and continue to work on that, because again, we're not perfect. So when I say I'm a diamond in the rough, I don't mean that I don't still have work that needs to be done. I just mean that where I am at in life right now and the way that I continue to work on myself. That's what I mean, because there's a
Right.
lot of people who don't continue to work on themselves. They lack a lot of insight. There's no reflection
Mhm.
there. And so when I say I'm a diamond in the rough, I just mean that I have a lot of patience, understanding, I'm educated, I'm smart. I feel like I am someone who can be very motivating, encouraging, and so forth. I mean, the list goes on and on, but
Love the
Mhm.
Can I
fact that
add to that?
you educated and smart separately, because a lot of people make the mistake of thinking that they're the same.
Right.
I love
Mm-hmm.
to use those as separate terms. And let me say something. I think that you can be friends with the ex. I think that a lot of time you need a cooling off period after the breakup. I think that's where a lot of us go wrong. If something doesn't work out, because we stopped sleeping together today, don't mean that we can motherfucking go have coffee tomorrow.
Yeah.
6 months from now, maybe a year from now, may be the case. But I think we make the mistake of believing that just because we were able to have coffee yesterday means we can have coffee tomorrow, even though we're evolving.
That's true.
I agree.
And just
Mhm.
go ahead, just ask.
No, I was just gonna say I agree 100%. I don't think that if you are fresh out of a relationship, I don't think that you should be trying to be friends. I think that that takes time. Even with my current, with my current man, I would say that him and the young lady, I don't remember him telling me that they stayed friends right away. I think that it took some time, and I do remember him telling me it did take some time to get there, even though it was a mutual thing. Just because it was just getting some used to, because you have been with that person for 2 years, and just seeing, okay, well, what can that friendship look like, and what is the purpose of that friendship, and keeping that going after you get to that point.
Absolutely. I don't think it's different than anything else. Communication and realistic expectations are always going to be the foundation of any relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Now it
Yeah.
can be different. I done seen some people been together 11 years. And they can talk about that other person, and they met somebody 6 months and married the person in 6 months, composed to
I've
11
seen it
years.
too.
It don't
I've
work for
seen it.
everybody. Now, me, I am totally different because I know it's a lot of emotion get involved. You like, what are you looking for? At this point, I give a damn what you're looking for. At my age, I'm here for a good time, not a long time.
Well, and
That's it. I'm just here. I'm just here. Now, if
I,
love finds me, then
realistic.
it meant to be. I'm just jumping in. Look, I'm trying to have a good time. I don't want to hear about this. Tom, Dick, and Harry. Let's have some fun. Let's go and enjoy life, and just go from there. Because a lot of people not looking for that long-term
Right.
relationship, but then they end
Mhm.
up into
Yep.
one, because a lot of people do become friends and think, hey, I can't live without this person. She became my best friend. So
Mhm.
that's what I'm actually looking for. So when I'm laying down at night and you want to bring up Bethany or whatever like that, I'm like, oh, where the hell she come from? I don't want to talk about her. Why is she in
Mhm.
my bedroom? So
Mhm.
you can leave
Right.
that out there. So I'm thinking you got some issues that you ain't resolved before coming in my bedroom when you bring another person up in there.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Well,
and
so let me ask you this. Do you think that if, say you were with someone and y'all end up breaking up, but y'all broke up because she was seeing someone else, that maybe one of your friends, maybe, somebody that you was close to, maybe your brother, because a lot of people don't, when they say, well, it's the level of maturity and security and all that other stuff, they don't really take into consideration that, think it goes beyond boundaries are stepped on and not set, and you overstepped your boundaries, or how could I say it? So anyway, let me just ask you, do you think that if you had a brother or a best friend that started seeing your wife or ex-wife or ex-girlfriend, you will be okay with that? You think that down the line you will be mature enough to actually, start friendship with both of them again? I
well,
mean, it's
it depends on a couple things. For me, respect is the biggest part of
okay.
any
Yeah.
relationship that I have. I actually have a woman I dated previous to my wife who actually hooked up with one of my cousins when me and her were no longer seeing each other. The irony to this is when her relationship with my cousin didn't work out, she tried to come back to me. And that's when I
Mm.
saw her relationship with my cousin. It had, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know about it during the fact. And for me, it was one of those things where if either one of them respected me enough to hold a real conversation with me ahead of time, like, you know, we're thinking about doing this, I'd probably respect them both more than what I do because I don't respect either of them. Me and her did subsequently hook up a few times over the years after that, but there was no respect there. I don't trust her. I don't respect her. I don't respect her as a person, and it's just because of the deception. For me, if you tell me the truth, you look. I'm a very open person. I'm very open minded. You look at me in the eye and tell me the truth about something, we can figure out. We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna find the answer. We're gonna make it work. But for me, the deception part is the only part that I just cannot deal with.
Gotcha.
I agree. I agree because I think that God forbid if my ex, or if not my ex, but my current man, I feel like if I found out that you were actually seeing this person behind my back, it would just it to me it wouldn't even be the cheating. I feel like that would hurt me the most. I think it would be the deception. I really do because you had me thinking that you could be trusted. You had me thinking that this relationship was done, and that I'm your one and only, and that if I'm okay with the relationship, you know, if I'm okay with the relationship, you would prove, show me that it was okay to be okay, and then to find out that it really, it was something else. Oh yeah, that deception. It to me, it would hit different than the actual cheating. Now I feel like that's just for me.
No,
But
no,
then, Joe, you did say that. So therefore, even though this child's hooked up a couple of times, you and your friend or whatever, is she's really not your friend because friends you trust.
no,
You
absolutely
know, for,
not.
okay.
I would never describe her as that. But I also think that ownership is where we go wrong. I think that we live our lives as if our partner, as if we own the rights to our partner. They're human beings. We all have the
Not
right
the copyright.
to
Yeah,
happiness.
I like that.
Well, place as well because I believe in polygyny. For me, polygyny was the foundation of the black family. It was always about every woman being taken care of, every woman having a husband. That's kind of where I start my belief system. A lot of people don't share that belief system, but the irony of it is all these women who don't believe that a man should have multiple women seem to have a man. They're all someone's side chick. So you would rather be someone's side chick as opposed to build something with someone, and that doesn't make sense to me. That whole mentality doesn't make sense. I don't understand people who are taking the resources out of their household as opposed to using everything to build their household. But like I said, differently in that regard.
Okay, yeah, that's a different
Yeah,
show,
yeah.
Joe.
We
That's a
gonna have to
different
talk
That's a
about
show.
that
different
on another
conversation.
show,
Don't
Joe,
don't be
because
taking her out our
we
You
about
room.
to
come
get
back.
you ate up on this show.
But
That's
Joe,
a
let me
different.
We
ask
don't
you a
want to eat you
question.
up now, Joe. But
Yeah. Let me
Go
ask you a
ahead,
question.
table.
What if you and this person can't get along? Don't see eye to eye or nothing, like you can't get along, but the sex is so damn good. What do you do in that defense?
Me, I move on because I'm trying to. Everything I do, I just turned 43 years old last month. Everything I do in my life is about long term benefits, and sex is not a long term benefit. Only thing,
Right.
not
yeah,
only am I 43 years old, I've managed to get through 43 years without having kids. If we have a toxic relationship but our sex is great, you know what's going to end up happening? You know that part about me not having kids? That's going to get fucked up, and now my resources are going out of my house.
Right. Joe, you ain't had no kids since you're 43. You might well weigh it on out. Shit. By the time that kid 20, you're gonna be 63.
I tell you, I've it's patient
hard to hump, huh?
5 years, but for me, I enjoy living my life. I travel a lot. I mean, like I said,
Right.
I'm in Georgia right now. I was in Virginia yesterday. Um, I won't be back in Chicago for another week. So for me, it's just one of those things where I'm very set in my ways, and having kids really scares me. I bought two dogs about 4 months ago, and that's a life changer. It's like, oh my God, I got to make sure these dogs are fed. I got to walk them. Like, what the hell? Like, I had to find a sitter for them for me to.
Yeah.
But see,
It's a
that's
lot of
my
work.
thing. I'm thinking about some women don't need that some women doesn't, they already secure in the position that they in, they already set. And some women just at the point where they might say, hey, I ain't looking for all of this. I just want to have a good time, live life, and when I'm ready to have a good time, he's available. And on some of that, some of them don't need that security. Some
Oh,
of them looking for it from the jump.
and that is a great way of thinking of it.
Right.
This question: when you're tired of having fun and you're looking for something real,
Hmm.
a lot of men, especially a man who doesn't have that baggage, they're
Right.
not necessarily looking to take on that baggage. I mean, like I've when I was still dating actively, I meet a ton of women who were interested in me, but I never had intentions of dealing with baby daddy issues. You got two baby daddies, three baby daddies. These
Right.
dudes aren't producing financially for the kids. Now all of a sudden you're looking at me like, Joe, I need you to help with this, need you to help with that. And I'm looking like, whoa. Like, the unfortunate reality is we have to date with purpose. Because if you're
Right.
not with purpose,
Yeah.
you're setting
Yeah.
yourself up for failure long term. Doesn't matter if you were 18 or if you're 48.
Good point.
Mm,
Hmm.
Mhm.
that's true.
Well, thank you, Joe.
Yeah, that was a great point of view, Joe. We definitely appreciate that. Thank you for
No, thank
joining us.
you so much for having
Um, Definitely would like to have you back again because I see we got plenty of things to talk to you about,
Right.
me.
Joe. Uh,
You know what? I tell people all the time, I'm an open book. I'll talk to you about anything, but I will always say, never ask me a question if there's an answer you do not want to receive.
Okay.
okay, all right, but I think it'd be good for our audience because I know you, so I I know I think it makes
I'm,
a good show. I really appreciate you joining
Exactly.
us.
Yes.
Ladies, gentlemen, that was an awesome show. Thank you guys. Thank you for the feedback, the input. I think we peel back some layers on that. And I think we can even go deeper too. So
Mhm.
we may have to do a part two, I guess, when I get a man, because I probably change it back. Like, you know what? No, no, no. Never mind.
Right.
I
Yeah,
was just
man.
playing.
You can't do that.
None of these heifers is welcomed.
Right.
No. So I think I'll probably I'm like right now I'll say okay because I feel like we all grown. If you want to have friends, you can have friends, but with the boundaries.
right.
Um, but I definitely probably it depends on what type of friend that was. If like how long y'all was in a relationship, I think so much plays a part in it. We're gonna go ahead and wrap it up for the show, guys. I appreciate you. We're gonna go ahead and throw it over to Just Ask. Go ahead and take us on out.
I definitely appreciated everyone's perspective, opinions on it. We all had some different views. Some were the same, some were different in their own ways. But I think at the end of the day, it just all depends on what works for you and your relationship. And when you figure that out, then that's when those other things come into place, like boundaries and respect and what all of that needs to look like. But I thank everyone for their opinions, including people who wrote in and including our guests. So I can't wait to talk about what's next.
Go ahead and